Omaha's news leader. This is KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.
Well, this Tuesday is Veterans Day, specifically the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rob McCartney. Here in the Heartland, community partners prove that honor and commitment aren't just military values, they're Nebraska and Iowa values too. So this morning on Chronicle, we salute those giving back, from donated furniture turning empty apartments into homes to local food programs making sure no veterans table is bare. The group that's seen a nearly 700% jump in the number of veterans and healthcare workers they're providing critical mental health care to. And the community college reminding us service doesn't end, it evolves. No one stands alone. Well, right now, countless families are feeling the effects of the government shutdown, but with all the uncertainty, an act of kindness. Chronicle's Madison Peralta spoke with the group that came together to support our local military base.
I smell other dogs.
I smell other dogs, yeah.
The Omaha Fire Department's therapy dog greets food pantry workers from Offutt Air Force Base.
By nature, we're problem solvers.
Airman's Attic is taking a big donation from a big group of people.
It was Omaha Fire Department, Bellevue and Papillion, La Vista Fire Departments.
Firefighter Joshua Fry says they're donating gift cards, baby products, and of course, food.
We've had firefighters all week, on duty, off duty, dropping off bags and bags of stuff.
The food pantry typically serves 400 families on base.
Our need has definitely increased.
Katina Nesham runs the Airman's Attic and says the pantry expanded to serve 540 families, to include furloughed workers feeling the blowback from the shutdown.
She was in tears because she's like, I didn't know how I was going to, buy food this week. So, yeah, it's definitely hard on them.
Nesham says this donation came as a happy surprise.
It's amazing. The community support for the Airman's Attic has been incredible this last week.
The mastermind behind it all, a retired U.S. Air Force veteran.
Under the given circumstances, we wanted to try to do what we could to give back. And one way to do that was to donate food and supplies to our men and women who serve our nation.
So he called his friends at OFD.
Trying to bring like minds together, and we understand the dynamics of the need of servicemen and women right now.
Because for him and his wife,
we know how challenging it is as a young couple, to try to make it in the military. So I wanted to do whatever I could to give back.
Nesham says her team and the families they serve are grateful.
They don't know if they're going to get paid. So if we can take a little of that burden off by providing food, it makes life a little easier.
How's Madison Peralta reporting? Joining me now is Shannon Howard from Airman's Attic. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Like we saw in Madison's story, there's free food, household items, diapers, and more. Tell me a little bit how the Attic started.
Well, the Attic has been at Offutt Air Force Base for several years now. It's basically a thrift shop that's free for our most junior enlisted active duty families at Offutt Air Force Base.
Right.
Yep, place for them to get uniforms. Uniforms are extremely expensive, and clothing and household items and kitchen items and such like that.
And now you have food.
We have a food pantry now. A couple of years ago, it used to be in a like 180-foot square closet, and we did a food drive. And at that point, we realized how much it was really needed. And so I think 200, 300 families accessed it during that food drive. And then we moved it into a much bigger area with fridges and freezers and fully sustainable with the help of the community.
So do you see food being a major part of the Attic going forward then?
Oh, yes. It's probably our most needed area in the Attic.
Okay, let me ask you about the government shutdown going on right now, because there are a number of food pantries around town that are kind of running low and they need help. How is the shutdown impacting y'all?
So we've now opened the food pantry to furloughed and federal workers that also aren't being paid. So we've gone from 400 families about a month being served to 540. So there's also a lot of uncertainty with the shutdown. Like, are the military going to get paid? Sometimes they say they aren't, then they say they are. And so with the uncertainty of when furloughed federal workers are going to be paid, it's much needed.
Yeah, so up to 540 families. I mean, how do you sustain that level if the government shutdown continues, or if you find out that more people just need help?
At this point, we're just relying on the community and the community to step up and help. And I know that Hy-Vee did a food drive a couple weeks ago, and they did a diaper drive this past weekend, and just a huge support of the community.
How many veterans and families do you typically serve then? Did you have an average?
The
I missed it,
400,
the 400.
400 a month, yeah.
That's the average?
That's the average.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
higher than I thought it would be. I didn't think,
Yeah.
I thought that was more of a spike.
No, about 400
Holy
every.
cow.
Yeah.
So if people want to help you, what kind of things do you need?
Cereals definitely on the top of the list. Peanut butter, jelly, pastas, eggs, meat, anything.
Really? So you're talking about a lot of shelf-stable items then?
Yeah, we do have one freezer, but
Right. So what about the other items? Are you still looking for clothing? Are you still looking for?
yeah, any clothing, household items. Diapers are huge. Wipes, because those are really expensive, and we serve a lot of really young families.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you have individuals mostly donating to you? Is that where it comes? I mean, we talked about Hy-Vee. If somebody was part of an organization, or I mean, do you put a plea out to them? Who would you take donations from?
Sure, anybody. A lot of businesses doing food drives helps a lot.
How does that look?
They just get together and put a box out and ask their employees to donate food, and then they bring it to the attic.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if they contact you first and say, "Hey, what do you want? What do you need?"
Yeah.
They should contact you first.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Good. Okay, gotcha. How did you get involved personally? I mean, I was curious about that.
My husband was the wing commander at Offutt Air Force Base, and so I was just a volunteer there.
Right, and so then you just saw the need, or what?
I just saw the need, yeah, particularly for the food pantry. I was the one that helped do the food drive at the very beginning, and I realized that so many families really needed it, especially are just young. A lot of these kids are just moving out of their parents' house for the first time. They're just moving, across the country for the first time, and so it's great to have that support.
Yeah, sometimes we forget how young they are. I mean, some are 17, 18 years old. You know, they're just babies, really. So if someone wanted to get help from you, so they needed some help, and because you're talking about furloughed workers,
Right.
Do they have to have access to the base? I mean, tell us where the attic is and all that.
Right. So the attic is on base, so you do need to have base access to access it. But if anyone is in particular need that can't get base access, they can just Facebook. There's a Facebook page, Offutt Airman's Attic.
Okay.
They can Facebook message that, and their particular need might be met then.
So how would that happen? Just meet somewhere and bring them on base with you, kind of thing?
Correct, or bring what they might need off base.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
And so if someone wants to donate, how do they do that?
Again, they would need base access to drop things off, or coordinate with the person who runs the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a web page, or is the
Nope,
Facebook
just
page?
Facebook. Yeah.
Very good. And you want to say it again? Omaha.
Offutt Air Force Base, Airman's Attic.
Very good. Shannon, appreciate you coming in today. Good luck and keep up the good work.
Thanks, appreciate it.
You bet. Well, in October, the VA Nebraska Western Iowa Healthcare System hosted their stand down event at UNO. It focused on helping veterans who are homeless or are at the risk of becoming homeless access a variety of services, talking things like healthcare, vaccines, drug and alcohol counseling, suicide prevention, even legal services. Organizers call it a one-stop shop to help those in need.
This event is important because we are serving veterans who are homeless or who are at risk of being homeless. No veteran should be homeless. And so we want to make sure that we know who they are in our community and that we can connect them to those vital services that they need to be housed and to stay housed and to be healthy. And so it's important that we can bring them here, offer them a variety of services, and then hopefully that connection that we can continue to work with them following this event.
Yeah, organizers say the response from the community was, quote, awesome. All right, up next here on KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle, the local organization helping veterans and frontline healthcare workers get the mental health treatment they need and the ways they're getting creative to do it.